Halloween, Halloween, witches on broomsticks, witches on broomsticks, black cats, ghosts, clickety skeletons, zombies. Happy Halloween, everyone. Happy Samhain. I don't know if anybody's told you, but Happy Holidays also includes All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, All Souls Day, and of course, Dia de los Muertos. Hi, I'm True Thomas the Storyteller, and I thought I would share a few Samhain stories, a few Halloween stories to help you get ready to get that mood for the holidays. Are you ready to have some fun? Wonderful. Now, I'm thinking of a story. I know just the one. Now, how many of you have seen these pumpkins everywhere? Right? Everybody has a pumpkin for Halloween. Well, why? Let me tell you a story about my buddy Jack. A long time ago, there was a fella. His name was Hard John or Stingy John or sometimes Stingy Jack. He was a mean and miserable son of a gun. He was a smith by trade and one of the best smiths in the area. But if you did any dealings with him, you had to count your fingers afterwards. He was that sharp. He was not a nice guy. And pretty much everybody hated dealing with him except the fact that he was a really good smith. Well, it seems that the angels were up in heaven, and the angels were having a conversation. And they were talking about all the most mean and horrible people they could possibly imagine. And then one of them said, "What about Hard John? He's the meanest, most miserable cuss you ever heard in the world." And Gabriel, Angel Gabriel, said, "Please, everybody is worthy of redemption." And the angels all looked at each other and went, "Nuh-uh, not Hard John. He's the most becussed cuss you've ever met." And Gabriel said, I will prove to you that everybody can be redeemed, that everybody is worthy of a second chance." And all the angels said, "You're on." And so what did Angel Gabriel do? He turned himself into an old man. He landed back on earth. And he walked up to that smithy in the morning. And he walked up and knocked on it. And inside there was John working away at his smithy. And the old man said, "Excuse me." And we know who that old man was, the angel Gabriel. The old man said, "I was wondering, could you just spare a little bit of warmth, by your fire?" "Do I look like a pub? Do I look like an inn? No, get away with you." Just, people talk about you being so mean and miserable. You want to seem nice to your customers, don't you? Fine. You can sit over here by the bellows. And with that, what did he do? He started pumping away, and the sparks and the ashes flew. Well, the old man got down there, and the smoke and the cinders were blowing past him, and he was coughing and everything. I hate to trouble you, but would you happen to have, some water? "Do I look like a pub? Do I look like an inn?" said Hard John. "No, of course not. Of course not. Just a wee drop of water." "Here, you could drink some of my quench water. This is what I use to quench the iron after I get done heating it in the fire." And I have to tell you, for those of you who know anything about Smithfield, quench water is the nastiest water you've ever seen. It was thick, it was ugly, it was full of ashes and iron. So the old man, who was the angel Gabriel, reached down and he got a little bit of it. It was the most iron-fortified water you've ever drunk, and it was nasty. Well, he looked at Hard John and said, "That's a great kindness, but now I'm hungry. Do you have anything to eat?" "Are you going to just come in here and sit by my fire and drink my water? Now you want my food too?" Here, there's some old crusts over there. You can have those." Now these crusts were from a sandwich that was centuries old, so dried and desiccated, even the rats wouldn't eat it. Oh my goodness. But the old man got up and went over and he started gnawing away on it. Oh, it was the most horrible water, the most horrible bread he had ever eaten. As the afternoon went on, bang, 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 Hard John worked around the old man, pumping cinders and smoke on him, making him feel miserable. But just as dusk was coming, the old man got up and walked to the door of the smithy and looked at the sun and looked back at Hard John and said, Hard John, you have done me 3 good deeds. And Hard John turned and looked at the old man and said, I did not. How dare you say that? The old man turned into the angel Gabriel in all his glory. Big, beautiful wings, the sun shining behind him as the sun was coming down. And he looked at John and he said, John, I'm going to give you 3 wishes. I'm going to give you 3 wishes for 3 good deeds in the hopes that you will redeem yourself. Hard John smiled and said, 3 wishes. Right. You know, I have this rocking chair. And all the time, my customers come, they sit in that rocking chair, and they break it all the time. You know what? If anybody sits in that rocking chair, I want that rocking chair to rattle them until their teeth fly out. I want it to rattle them so hard that they can't get out. I want it to rattle them to death. The angel looked at John and said, John, that's a horrible wish. As you wish. Still get 2 more wishes. The second wish, you know what I want? Everybody comes in, uses my hammers, my tools all the time, and they don't even ask. They just walk up and start borrowing things. You know what? I have a hammer right here on this smithy. It is my favorite hammer, and if anybody picks it up, they can't stop hammering until I tell them to tell that hammer to let them go. It'll just hammer them until their bones fall out. John, you're missing the point of these wishes. They're to help you redeem yourself. Do something nice. I am. Me. All right. Last wish, John. Make it count. I have an apple tree. The best apple tree in all the county. And all the time, people are climbing up in that tree and stealing my apples. They're delicious. And I want it so anybody climbs in that apple tree, all I have to say is, catch, apple tree, catch, and it'll grab them, and then it'll beat them, and keep beating them until I say, let them go. And the angel looked at him with sad eyes and said, John, 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 oh my goodness, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. I can hear the hellhounds barking for you now. I have to tell you, John, those are 3 wishes, but I'm going to bet you're going to wish you had spent them differently. Don't be looking to get into heaven with wishes like that. And with that, the angel waved his hands. Your wishes are granted. And he flew away. Hard John, angels, demons, and he went back to work. Well, time passed as it often does. And as John was working away one day, he got so mean and so crotchety that suddenly his heart went. Down on the ground he went. He was dead. Who should pop up in his smithy but a little demon? And the little demon came running over and said, Oh, Hard John, we have a fan club for you down below. We love you. Oh, my goodness. It is an honor. You're so mean and nasty. You're coming with me. And John's soul started to come out of his body. And John said, wait a second. You guys are all about contracts, right? Yes. Well, I have to finish these nails. And if I don't finish these nails, I will have broken a contract. You don't want the devil to be involved with breaking contracts, do you? I guess not. Quick. He pushed John back in his body, And then the demon just walked over, looked at the rocking chair, and went, ah, nice. And he took his tail, put it through it, sat back, and then John smiled. He said, rocking chair, rock. And the demon went, what? John, let me go! I have to tell you, John just laughed, and the demon was rocking back and forth as fast as he got. Let me go! Let me live another year and a day. Ugly! In my body. Ugly! Let me go! Rocking chair, stop! The demon got up out of the chair. He made certain his teeth were still in. He walked over and he took John and said, a year and a day. We'll be back. Boy, I thought I was mean. With that, the little demon went and disappeared. Well, John went back to work. Time passed. That time passed, and guess what happened? John, a year and a day later, dead. Lying there in the ground. Oh, here we go again. When all of a sudden, up came the biggest demon. Oh my goodness. Big tusk like this, knuckles dragging behind it. Hi, John. I have come to get you. No funny business. And he went to grab John, and John said, wait. I still have to finish this horseshoe. And honestly, I'm old and weak. I need somebody strong just to give it a few more whacks. Somebody who can really smash it. Smash? I can smash. And I reached over and picked up John's favorite hammer. John just smiled. And he said, hammer, hammer. And with that, the hammer ding, came down and the demon went, ding, 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 ding. And the demon was smashing away. Make it stop! Finally, he said, let me go. I'll go away. John said, let me live another year and a day. Okay. Hammer, stop. Hammer, stop. The demon put down that hammer and went, oh, you're mean. Out with you. Okay. So the demon walked away. John was back in his body. The demon went and disappeared in a puff of smoke and brimstone. A year and a day went by. That year and a day went by, and suddenly there was, just as John was hitting the ground, his body not moving, who should arise but the devil himself. The devil was looking very elegant, and he had just polished his hooves, and he smiled, and he adjusted his mustache. He said, John, we've been waiting for you down below, and you've tricked my other demons. I like a good bit of trickery, but you shan't be tricking me. Now, here's the thing. I forgot to mention. John wasn't in his smithy at that particular moment. He was in his home, and he had just been making a sandwich. What can I say? He wasn't even using real mayonnaise. At which point, the devil said, so we'd be on our way. And John looked at the devil and said, how far away is hell? Oh, not far at all. Well, John, he looked at the devil and said, do you think we might need some food for the trip? Oh, no, it's much closer. You know, you can't miss the gate. It's all made out of smoking red iron, and it says, another drop won't hurt you. Calories don't count. Everybody cheats on their taxes. Can't miss it. Shall we go? Well, it's just a shame because my apples just came due. Those are the best apples in all the world. And the devil smiled. He said, I happen to be something of an expert on apples. Let's take a look at those apples, shall we? And so the devil and John walked outside, and they walked up to that tree. I have to admit, John, you did not lie. Those are indeed some of the most beautiful apples I've ever seen. I guess it won't hurt for us to bring a couple for the trip. And so the devil, two little wings popped out of his suit, and he flew up to the tree. He got up to the tree, and when he got up to the tree, he reached for those apples, and John smiled and said, "Tree, grab him and whack him." At which point the tree went and grabbed the devil. And then the apple tree started to whack away. And the devil fought. The earth shook. The sky turned colors, lightning and smoke and brimstone everywhere. The world shook. And John went back and finished the sandwich as best he could. The next morning, John got up and he walked out to check on his tree, and there was the devil. The devil all looked ragged and torn and beaten up, at which point he said, "Devil, are you done?" The devil said, "I am so done, John. I never want to see you again. Don't come to hell. Be off with you and let me go." "All right, I'll let you go." "Tree, let him go." The devil landed, fixed his suit, and he looked at John and said, "Remember what I said. I never want to see you again, especially not in hell." With that, the devil disappeared. And John went, "I tricked the devil." Well, he walked back into his house and then remembered that he had forgotten one important detail. He had forgotten to ask the devil to put him back in his body. He was now a ghost, wandering the realm. He had no idea what to do or where to go. And I have to tell you, it's cold for ghosts. And so John was wandering around, and after a couple of months, he saw where an old lady had passed away, a good woman. And there was this golden staircase, and she climbed onto it, and it brought her up to heaven. And as she was going up to heaven, what did John do? He ran and he jumped on that staircase as well, and it brought him up to heaven. And so there was the angel Gabriel standing at the main gate. He had the lovely woman sign, and then John walked up and he went, "John? Hard John? You're not getting in here. I told you. You use those wishes poorly for mean and horrible things." John said, "Well, I can't hang around down there. It's cold and miserable." "Well, I could tell you where you can go. Take that escalator. It's playing the highway to hell. Help yourself." At which point John walked over to that escalator, and he started heading down and down and down to the infernal realm. When he got down to the infernal realm, there were flames everywhere. And he saw that big smoking iron gate, and he walked up and he knocked on it. Ah! And a little window opened up. And the little demon stuck his face out. "What are you?" Ah! And closed it. John reached down and he found a rock and went. The big demon stuck his nose out. Ah! And closed it. John picked up that rock again and went. This time, there was the devil. And he was wearing a smoking jacket, had a copy of the New York Times, and a little pipe. He said, "Can I help?" "Oh, you ghastly man. Well, guess what? I told you I never wanted to see you again, and I meant it. You are not getting into hell. Is it cold out there? Good. But considering how absolutely wicked you are, out of professional respect," he kicked a cinder from hell, a burning red-hot cinder, out into the coldness of purgatory. He said, "Goodbye. This is the last you'll ever see." And the door and the gate and everything disappeared. And there was John. John was there in purgatory, in limbo. Now here's the thing about limbo. In limbo, only a few things grow. Turnips and pumpkins. Well, he couldn't pick up that cinder with his hands. So what he did was he carved it. He found a pumpkin and he carved it. And he put that cinder in it. And when he put that cinder in it, he could lift that pumpkin. And you know what? He's been moving around shining that pumpkin where she needs to go, trying to find some place to go. And another name for John is Jack. And people would see that glowing face moving across the landscape because he had carved two eyes and a smile, and they would call him Jack of the Lanterns. And you know what? He's still down here with us, trying to find a place to go. If you're out there trick-or-treating, do not, I repeat, do not lead him back to your house. Because trust me, Jack of the Lanterns is not a nicer person for all his travels. You don't want him in your house. And that's the story of Jack of the Lanterns, or Hard John, as taught to me by Gillian Cameron. And by the way, I should add, all the stories, all the pumpkins, and all the trick-or-treating all come